Hello everybody, it's Makito. I hope everybody's having a good day and has had a good day so far. Well, a big slate as always when it comes to Saturday. There's a lot of games to go through, and if I have any other plays, it will be in the pin comment either later tonight, but more than likely if I have any, there will be tomorrow, about an hour to 30 minutes before each game starts. So if the game starts at 11 a.m. for you, try to check around 10:30 for that game if you want more plays. It's never guaranteed that I'm gonna have more plays, and it's also hard to find good plays sometimes when it comes to these big slates because I only have so much time when it comes to being able to find the plays. But if I do, they will be there. And any pictures that you see on the screen is from the data app called Outlier. You get a 7-day free trial with my link in the description. You go ahead and try. It's a free trial. Why not go ahead? It's a great app that you can use not just for soccer but for all apps. NBA starting soon, NFL, MLB. I know that season's coming to an end, but you can still use it there as well. It's a great resource app where you can find plays, you can find trends. If you see plays that you like for yourself, you can use the app and find stats to back it up as well. You can use it for, like I said, for all sports, and it gets really in depth when it comes to like matchups, how they shoot, touches in the box, left foot, right foot, all that stuff. Link for that is in the description. But I'll get straight into the plays. And the first play that I found that I like is Tajon Buchanan to go under 2 shots at home for Villarreal, going up against Real Betis. He's just not a shooter. I've taken him before at under 1.5, and he came through then. I expect it to happen again. He has started in 5 of 8 games, so he's got benched in 3 of them. But in those 3 that he was benched, he got subbed in right at halftime in the second half. So he's played 45 minutes at least in all games, and he went under 2 in 7 of 8 games. So he's done great so far. And the one game in which he went over was against Girona, who has been playing bad and had been weak defensively. And in 5 of those games that he went under, he didn't shoot at all, let alone going over this mark. He's much more of a player that he dribbles down the wing and will pass the ball or like cross it. He won't shoot it, and he's also a player that's much more of a player that is a defensive contribution type of winger. So he's not a shooter, which is what I like. And it's not even a good matchup. But Real Betis have allowed the 8th least shot so far to opponents at 11 on average. And he's not like a versatile player. 5 of his 6 shots that he's taken have been with his right foot. It's a good line, and I just don't see him going over and getting 3. So I like to play Tajon Buchanan to go under 2 shots. And the next play that I found that I like is Kevin De Bruyne to go over 1.5 shots away from home, going up against Napoli, going up against Torino. I expect this play to get bumped up to 2. You can still take it at 2, but I really like it at 1.5. As you can see on the screen, he's gone over in 4 or 5 games so far. It shows 4 or 6 on the screen, but one of them he did get subbed in. So without counting obviously the one that he didn't start, it would void. But in the 4 or 5 that he has started, he's gone over in 4 or 5. He's a versatile player, taking 9 with his right and 2 with his left, and he's known to be a player that can shoot with either foot. So it might not look like he's very versatile, but trust me, he is. He's also a long shot taker, taking 6 from outside the box and 6 from outside and 5 from inside the box. He's also their set piece taker. He's taking their penalties, he's taking their free kicks, and he has a great matchup here against Torino, who have on average have allowed the 4th most shots to opponents on average so far, and they have conceded the most goals. So just goals wise, they have the weakest. They're playing the weakest defense so far, and Torino have fouled the 7th most, and it tends to be in dangerous areas, which means set piece opportunities for Napoli and shots for De Bruyne, because again, he's our set piece taker. He will take their shots. Torino don't play possession. That means more possession for Napoli and more chance for him to take those shots. He has a good matchup, and I like the line at 1.5. So I like Kevin De Bruyne to go over 1.5 shots. And the third play that I found that I like is Antonio Nusa to go higher than 2 shots at home for Leipzig, going up against Hamburg. He has a good matchup against them, who so far have allowed on average the 2nd most shots to opponents at 16.3, and he's had 2+ shots in 4 or 5 games with 45+ minutes. One of them, if you look at the misses that he's had so far, one of them he came off the bench, and then the other one was a tough matchup against Dortmund, who is tough when it comes to allowing shots. But again, now he has a good matchup against Hamburg, who does allow a lot of shots, which is what I like. And while last season he did average 1.39 shots per 90 in the Bundesliga, so he didn't average over 2. He was playing as a left mid in the 3-4-2-1, so he played much more defensively, but he has played as a left winger so far this season, and that's what his main position is. 2 seasons ago, when he played in the Belgian league and was able to play left wing all season, he averaged 2.95 shots per 90, so he will shoot if he's a left winger. He just wasn't able to shoot as much last season because he was playing more defensively. But now that he's playing more up, I expect him to get those chances. And those 2 seasons ago, when he was averaging about 3 shots per game, he was a versatile player, taking 33 with his right, 14 winners left, and he was a long shot taker as well, taking 36 from inside the box and 13 from outside the box. And I like that as well because one of Hamburg's biggest weaknesses is allowing long shots to opponents. And at 2.0, I like the matchup, I like the line, and I like the fact that he's playing more offensively this season. So I like Antonio Nusa to go higher than 2 shots. Before I get into the money line plays, as always, I really appreciate if everybody took a second to like the video and comment as well. It's a great way to support the channel where it's just showing your support, whether it's putting something random or asking questions as well, because I know a lot of y'all that watch these videos don't actually watch soccer, but just make these plays because I'm the one posting them, which I really appreciate. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, turn on notifications so you're notified when these videos are out. And I do also let y'all know in my Discord, which is linked as well, which is not a premium. I'm not one of those YouTubers that hide pics and then try to sell you onto one of those courses or whatever you want to call it, Discords, and gives you more picks. It's just for those that, again, want to get notified, and it's a great community where people post their own plays. You can tell that people can give you advice on your plays as well, and it's on all sports, not just on soccer. And again, when I have those added plays that I say I put in the pinned comment, I do also let y'all know in my Discord as well. And again, it's free, so there's no reason not to join. The only form of premium that I have is my YouTube membership. There's a link as well, or a join button next to the subscribe button. It's just if you want to support the channel more and get the content out earlier. Like I mentioned before, you can get all my picks for free in this YouTube video and the pinned comment. But again, you get the content out earlier, and it's a great way to support the channel. So if you're interested in that, link for that. Same as my Outlier code that I mentioned earlier in the video. So I really want to thank anybody and everybody who supports me in any way. But I'll go straight into my money line plays, with the first one being day one. Unfortunately, day one failed in the last video, but that's not going to deter me, especially on this big slate. I got this slate for minus 118. Both of these plays are in the English Premier League. In the first place, the Manchester City money line going up against Everton. They're at home, and they're just a much better side. I see this easily being a Man City win. The biggest factor for why I'm taking them as well when it comes to Everton's weaknesses is them being without Grealish, because he is on loan from Man City, and per rules he cannot play against his parenthood club, and he has 5 goals and assists so far this season from Everton's 9 total goals. So over 50% of their goals so far is gone. It's a big loss for them, and Everton will already struggle as it is. Even with him being there, they were going to struggle. Now they're going to struggle even more, so that's why I like that as well. And City has been getting stronger and stronger as the season goes on, and is undefeated in 7 straight games now. That's win or draws, but they've still been undefeated. And Everton don't play possession of the ball, and on average have allowed the second most shots to opponents. That's very dangerous against the Manchester City side, who play possession and will shoot. So this is just like the perfect recipe for Manchester City to get this win as well. Everton have lost 2 of their 3 away games, with the only win coming against bottom of the league Wolverhampton. Again, I just like the matchup, and they're at home, so I like the Manchester City money line going up against Everton. And the second play that I found that I like is Arsenal to score first, going up against Fulham. You could take their money line, but if they win, they will be the first one to score, and Fulham will struggle in general to score at all. Jimenez and Muniz, their 2 best strikers, are both out injured, playing now the best defense in the league, who have only conceded 3 goals in 7 games so far, and those goals came against City, Liverpool, and Newcastle. Tough offenses. And Fulham, while they can be tricky, have already struggled when it comes to offense. Not missing the 2 best strikers, it's just going to be even worse for them. Fulham have scored. They did score in both games against Arsenal last season. 1 goal in each game. One game was a goal from Muniz, and the other goal was a goal from Jimenez. So again, the 2 players that were able to score against Arsenal last season aren't even here. And Arsenal will have Eze, Saka, Gyökeres, Trossard, Declan Rice. Their offense and their team is pretty much fully healthy, which is what I like. And in the last game, without these 2 players, Jimenez and Muniz, they conceded 3 late goals to Bournemouth. They've conceded in 6 of 7 games, so I don't doubt that Arsenal will score. It's just whether they can score first. As long as they can stay strong defensively, they will get it done. Fulham have fouled the most per game in the league so far, and have conceded the most penalties. And Arsenal is really strong on set pieces. Corners from Saka. They have Gabriel, they have Saliba, Gyökeres. They are great on set pieces, and they will convert those penalties. So again, I just like the matchup as well. So I like Arsenal to score first, going up against Fulham, paired with Man City money line for minus 118 for day 1 of the ladder challenge. I have one more money line play. I got this for minus 125. The first play is in Spain La Liga, and it's higher than 0.5 Real Betis goals, going up against Villarreal. They always come through anytime I've taken them, and I'm taking them again. You could take both teams to score, and think you currently could get this around the minus 160 to minus 180 range, but I like the value, and I just like them more as a team more than Villarreal. They have scored in all 8 games so far in the league, and have scored 2+ goals in 4 straight now in the league. They have a good offense with Cucho, Fornals, El Sazuli, and most importantly, Anthony. I mention him anytime I've taken this play, and I mention him for a reason. He's a great wing threat. He's creative. He's a good playmaker. And Villarreal are weak against like skillful players on the wing and stuff like that. So that's just perfect for Anthony. And in games with him last season, they went over this play in 100% of games last season in the league. 17 out of 17 games that they played with him, they were able to score. And that just shows his importance to the offense and to the team in general. Villarreal have conceded in 7 of 10 games so far. And the 3 games in which they were able to keep a clean sheet was against Oviedo and Girona. 2 weak teams so far this season, and Bilbao, who had no Nico Williams, and it still took a 4-save man of the match performance from their keeper to stop them from scoring. So 2 weak teams and 1 team that didn't have their best player and were lucky to have their keeper save them in that game. Besides, Betis has converted on 35% of shots on target this season, and with the opportunities that they will get, I expect them to convert at least once. So I like Real Betis to go higher than 0.5 goals going up against Villarreal. And the second play is in the Italian Serie A, and that's Sassuolo to score away from home going up against Lecce. It's a good matchup. Lecce have conceded 10 goals in 6 games so far, and are a team that narrowly escaped relegation last season. They were only able to stay above that line by 3 points. They were a bottom 3 defense last season, and Sassuolo, on the other hand, are newly promoted from the Serie B and were the champions and had the best offense in that league last season. They have scored in 5 of 6 so far, and in 5 straight. They failed to score in the first game, but that was against Napoli, and they're a strong side, so I don't blame them too much there. But they have scored in 5 straight so far, and in general, I just like the attacking trio that they have with Lorient, Pinamonte, and Berardi. They all bring something different. Lorient is a good wing threat. He's a good skiller and good at cutting in. Berardi is good at set pieces, and he's also a player that can either play make or shoot. And then Pinamonte is a good box threat and good in the air. So all of them offer something different. And Lecce's weakness with their leakiness on defense, I don't see them stopping this informed Sassuolo side, who again have scored in 5 straight and have won their last 2 games. They're good on counterattack. They're good on through balls, and they actually played each other last season in the Cup when Sassuolo was in the Serie B and Lecce was in Serie A. They played at home. Lecce played at home, and Sassuolo was able to win that game 0-2. So they already played last season, showed their offense, showed their leakiness. So I expect them to score at least 1 goal here. I can see them winning this game and scoring 2, but I like the value that you're getting there for them to just score 1. So I like Sassuolo to score going up against Lecce, Pero Betis to score against Villarreal from minus 125. Thank you everybody for watching. I'll quickly go over last video's picks. It was a pretty good day when it came to player props. I had 2 in the video and had 3 added plays. So that was 5 player props total and only 1 miss. And that was Lee Kang in to get at least a tackle. He played the full game. He did get a yellow card, I believe, in the second half. He should have got the tackle, but I guess he just didn't. So that was unfortunate there. We had Romero to take at least 1 shot when it came in the video. He came through. I had Illich to take 2 shots. He pushed. So it wasn't a loss nor a win. And then we had Enciso to go over 1.5 shots. He went over. And then we had Exposito to go higher than 2 shots assisted. And he came through. So we hit 3, pushed 1, and missed 1. So it was a pretty good day player prop wise. And I did have 1 money line play, which I mentioned earlier, did unfortunately miss. PSG and Strasbourg, if I'm not mistaken, did not have a penalty in that game, so that came through. But we needed at least 1 goal to happen in the Oviedo and Espanyol game. That game was a 2-0 game in favor of Espanyol. But both of the goals came in the second half. There was plenty of chances in the first half, but neither team could convert, so that was unfortunate. The read was there. There were goals scored. It was just in the second half, but it happens. And I like my reads when it comes to this big slate for both money line plays and all my player props as always. So I do expect us to have an even better day than what we did today. We still had a pretty good day, and hopefully we can in this big slate. Like I mentioned before, if I have any added plays, they will be in the pinned comment about an hour to 30 minutes before each of the games starts. Not guaranteed, but if I do, they will be there. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.